Good morning. I have only 10 or 15 minutes to explain you what is revolution of retail. So it will be short. And first of all, I want to explain that to understand retail presently, we have to understand what we have to understand where we come from. The structured and modern retail was born with consumer society in the 50s and 60s. So what is important is to understand that all the leaders of retail presently were born in this period during the 50s and 60s. And after the Great Depression and the Second World War, during people were deprived, the main issue in that period was the access to to a wide range of products and consumer goods. During that period, Mrs. Smith drinks powder coffee, and her husband drives a Ford, and she dreams of a new fridge like her neighbors. And there were millions and millions of Mrs. Smith. During that period, consumption was very easy to understand because it was based on mass production, on standardization, and on social status. And during that period, all was made for middle class, and middle class was very large and very homogeneous. But it has changed. Society has changed, and retail has changed too. And now we can say that retail is detail. Retail is detail, first of all, because the main change is fragmentation. Fragmentation of audiences, of targets, of needs, of ways of consumption, and so on. So now society, consumption, and markets look like a mosaic and not an homogeneous thing. The best example to understand the fragmentation is the very large range of competitors for an hypermarket. On this slide, you can see that the competitor of the hypermarket is no longer the traditional grocery. The competitors of hypermarkets are very, very numerous and based on specific offers. For instance, on fresh products, for instance, on fair trade and organic, for instance, on ethnic products, on hard discount offers, on well-being foods, on prestige, on fast food and grocery, and so on, and even on the relation between consumers and a direct relation with producers thanks to digital. So multiple competitors to hypermarkets appeared during the period. And the main issue now is how to adapt for a leader of hypermarket. For instance, a leading company like Tesco has completely changed itself during the 10 or 15 past years. It has changed by creating new formats, not only hypermarket, but also supermarket and proximity formats, and even formats especially made for like Tesco Metro to be inside the stations. But also the different offers like Tesco Opticians, like Tesco Compare, Tesco Car Insurance, Tesco Magazine, Tesco Flowers. You have a very large range of proposition of offers from Tesco to the market. And the issue when Tesco create, for instance, Tesco Optician, is not to be as good as Walmart on this market. The issue for Tesco is to be as good as the best in class in the category of opticians. So it has enlarged completely the range of competitors. Another way is to create new services, and for instance, new services or new experiences. And you can see on this picture, for instance, in South Korea, large touch screens on which consumer can order their products directly inside the subway. As we said, retail is detail, and we need a precision marketing in this new paradigm. I will give you some example on three aspects. First, on a sales action plan. Second, on services, and after, on loyalty. Precision marketing in sales action plan, for instance, I will take the example of Carrefour. In order to renew the interest, to impulse rhythm, to match with all kinds of targets, Carrefour will alternate different kinds of sales actions in its plan. For instance, actions for loyal customers, and on the other hand, actions for all new customers. You can see an action specific targeted on loyal customers, and on the other hand, a very large action made for all the customers. And we can consider that Carrefour nourish its sales action plan with actions based on powerful price offer, like this offer on the left, with 100% low price, and on the other hand, an action based on discovery of products without discount. Precision marketing is also in services. Everybody knows that what is to go to IKEA on Saturday. I want to avoid the crowd, so IKEA on the website before the visit propose me indicators that show the traffic inside the store directly. Before going to IKEA, I want to go to IKEA, but I don't have my car. So IKEA will propose me a co-driving service. During my experience in the store, it's impossible to make peaceful shopping with children. So IKEA proposed me a nursery. And after my shopping experience, if I can't go back home with all my shopping, IKEA will propose me to rent a utility vehicle. So we can see a very precise marketing, precision marketing based on consumer insights on each step of the customer journey. Precision marketing is also in loyalty, and I will give you three examples. The first of all is offers, targeted one-to-one offers based on your purchases. It is what is possible when you have personal recommendation for cultural goods, for instance. You have also offers based on your favorite brands. On the second example, this is a CRM program in which when I purchased a brand, I have a €1 coupon, for instance, and when I've never bought this brand, I will get a €1.5 coupon in order to discover it. So the generosity of coupons are based on the knowledge of customers. And the third example is offers based on your frequency and with a personalized message on receipts. For instance, Carrefour proposed to its customer an offer made to increase their frequency. For instance, if you made 2 visits last month, Carrefour will propose you a reward if you make 3 visits next month. If you made 3 visits next month, Carrefour will propose you a reward for 4 visits next month. And last but not least, retail is now connected. And when we talk about connected retail, we have to talk about Amazon. Amazon is no longer an online bookseller and only an online bookseller. Amazon is potentially the seller of all products with barcode. So it means that Amazon is now a competitor for all retailers. So what is interesting is to notice that Amazon is presently testing in the US subscriptions for fresh products and nappies. Why fresh products? Fresh products because the model of Amazon is based on a very strong and efficient logistics. So if it makes a job with fresh products, it will make the job with all the products in the daily life. And nappies, because the model of Amazon is not only based on logistics, it's also based on customer knowledge, customer data. And what is the first thing you do when you're pregnant? You buy books about pregnancy and about babies. So it's a very good way to detect future mothers and to propose them this kind of new products. But we have to understand also changes in behaviors. On this slide, you have the 4 main ways to make your shopping. 93% of people use the full store behavior, which is very simple. You research offline, you purchase offline. 60% of consumers, in all sectors, research online and purchase online. This is e-commerce, and for instance, in the business of music, it is more than 60%, and it has completely destroyed the traditional retail in this specific sector. But what is important in this slide is to see that we have also mixed behaviors of consumers. For instance, you can research online and purchase offline, and this is the case, for instance, in the car market. Nobody goes to a car showroom without going on websites of different brands, making their choice, using a car configurator, and at the end of the purchasing funnel, they go to the showroom only to negotiate the price with the car dealer, and not at all to discover the products. And another example at the opposite is what we call showrooming. For instance, if I want to buy a washing machine or a TV screen, I go offline, I discover the products, I can see the TV screen working, I speak with the dealer, and at the end I make my choice, I get the reference of the products, and I go online to compare the prices and to buy at the lower price. And the third element is to notice that finally retailers have to innovate. Digital is more and more a new way to make business in the point of sales. So that it means that there is an integration of digital and traditional retail. For instance, store assistants at Sephora will be equipped with an iPod connected to the database of 8 million customers. And with this connection, with this access to clients' data, store assistants is able to deliver a higher level of advice and services because they know perfectly the products the client buys, the needs of the client, and its purchasing power. So as a conclusion, I've told you generally about retail. So what is the takeaway for the racing and betting sector? 3 points to think about. The first one, the betting sector is very focused on products. So you have to follow the customer journey as a new way to understand, to discover and to develop the business. If you want to recruit, for instance, young active adults, you have to be where they are. So I think we have to follow the customer journey. This is the first point. The second point is in your sector, in the betting sector is very concentrated. With 10% of the customers, you have 80 or perhaps 90% of the business. So it's key to identify the best customers, to qualify the best customers, and to create high-value services dedicated for high-value customers. And the last point is you can't consider that you have, on the one hand, customers online, and on the other hand, customer offline. All the customers are online and offline. And so you have to integrate more and more the digital in all the customer experience. Thank you.